Good morning, guys. I want to do a quick encouraging word this morning. I needed it, so I'm convinced somebody else did. We're going to call this It's Still Christmas. And clearly it's the 28th, so it's not still Christmas. However, y'all know what it's like when it kind of still feels like Christmas after Christmas. So me and Morgan just brought all these gifts in to our parents' house because they are going to be doing some drop-offs for us. And so understanding that there are still gifts that I have not given out. There are still gifts that I know are on the way, i.e. one of my bigger gifts from my parents. I know it won't be here till today or tomorrow, bless him, today or tomorrow. And so even with that, it's on the way. It may not be here, but it's on the way. So somebody needs that. And I'm talking about the specific Christmas miracles and promises that God has given to us, in this season. If he told you you had something on the way, right? And so a few days before Christmas, he told me my gifts was on the way. I heard it in the spirit, and I was like, okay, cool. But then around Christmas, when there were certain things that I didn't see, the devil used it, had me looking at God a little sideways, like, hey, yo, like, why even promise me something if it ain't gonna be here, like, on time? Like, God's dealing with me in my heart with that, okay? But I want to let y'all know some of y'all gifts is on the way. With that, on Christmas night, I actually dreamt that I was in a line. And when I was looking at my notes, I was like, what line is this? Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, what line are we in? But the line was moving very, very fast. So, no, like, you next. And that had also been in my spirit a lot lately. Like, I'm next. Like, when I would see different things. So, this is really just encouragement. And I do have some verses for some people along with it. In that same dream on Christmas night, there was a storm coming, so I don't want us to forget that we need to be repenting and that a storm is still coming. We are in the calm before the storm. Don't forget the other words that have been released this year concerning everything that's going on. Also, I was not driving in this dream. My dad was driving, and we know that's God, and he straight up told me, like, the holidays is not the time for you to be driving or to be worried about the storm. And I was like, oh, okay. And see, I be trying to be God, play God. Like, hey, you said you was going to do it, so, like, can you do it now, like, at this time, like the time that I want it done? And like I said, he been dealing with me in my heart. But I wanted my mom, I'm at their house, I wanted her to help me, but she's not helping me. On Christmas Day, she told us our gifts had 3 phases. Morgan's right here: wrapped, unwrapped, and the finale. Okay, wrapped being the stuff that we didn't know what it was until we opened it. You have to do a little bit of work to open it. Okay, unwrapped, handed it to us exactly as it is. Just went and God handed it to us exactly as it is. And then the finale, and for us, that was financial gifts, right? But it don't have to be that for everybody. But then in my case, I'm even thinking, like, Lord, can this finale that you're doing for me also be financial? Like, well, I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, that's what I'm hoping for, right? Praying for, expecting what he's told me, right? What he's shown me. And so I want to break that down because for some of us, you have to realize that some of the things that God has given you, it will be wrapped. Like, it is going to be a little bit of work. You're not going to see it as soon as he hands it to you. You still got to remove the paper and do this stuff. So some of them are going to be wrapped. Some of them, they're going to be unwrapped. He's just going to hand it to you as is. Like, here go your gift. Bam. Thank you. Some of us have a grand finale coming up and you may not have received it on Christmas. Like, this is going back to what I said about my one gift. I know that I'm expecting from my dad, like, that's not here. And I knew that wasn't going to be here on Christmas. Okay. So we still have these divine deliverables on the way. Some of them just aren't here yet. Okay. So hear me out. I still have some people's gifts, still have gifts from my dad on the way. The dream, and it wasn't the time to be driving or worried. And so I just want y'all to be thankful, because I think that, like, when you're not grateful, when you don't take the time to sit with the Lord, the devil will try to use that to get to you, because you're not spending that time in his presence. And I'm a little distracted, y'all. I'm not usually feeling like this and working, looking at me like, yeah, but he will use that and he'll have you discouraged and doubtful and just looking crazy. And that's not what we want, right, in this season. So just be thankful. Take the time to be thankful. And I know for me, with one of mine, I had a lot going on Christmas Eve, a lot. And so when I went to bed on Christmas Eve, I was very thankful because God had moved and he had shown me that he was moving, right? It just didn't look like exactly what I was expecting. So take the time to, like, go back and think about it. And see, like, sometimes it's literally just not going to look like what you thought it was going to look like. So don't not be thankful and appreciative because you didn't see the big blessing that you thought you had on the way, the promise or the big miracle, okay? The year's not over. We still have 3 days left of this December dare. With that, I want to leave you all, with Matthew 7 and 11 and also James 1 and 17. And I'm not going to read them because Like I said, I'm at my parents' house. So James 1:17, just remember that every good and perfect gift comes from above. The devil is really trying, and he don't want y'all to hear this. And then Matthew 7:11, basically read all that. But, you know, if our earthly fathers being evil, they can give good gifts, how much better can the gifts that the Father that sits in heaven give us to those who ask? So y'all just be blessed, stay encouraged, and I love y'all. It's still Christmas, okay? Like I came in and my mama had still had toasted pound cake. And all these gifts are still here, okay? It's still Christmas. Be thankful. And it don't really even got to be, like, we don't know. This season can last longer than this month, okay? So just talk to God. Let him tell you what he's about to do in your life, okay? Remember, we prophesy in part. I even got to remember that for myself because I be thinking, like, this is exact. This is the time. And that's not necessarily the case. Everything is only in part. If we knew it all, we wouldn't have to have faith. We wouldn't have to trust. We wouldn't have to believe, okay? So pray that he help your unbelief. Don't be doubting him. He a good father. Don't have the devil have you looking at him sideways, okay? Be blessed.